Yun. Isang malaking awesome. And thank you so much guys sa mga nandito agad. Maraming salamat sa mga patuloy na sumusuporta. Of course, sa fiancé ko. At of course, sa mga patuloy na nagla-like and nag-share, subscribe dito sa ating channel sa Oso the Chismoso. Guys, ako nga pala si Oso Bear and I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to tell you guys the wins and losses here in the cryptocurrency. Okay, since 2017. And guys, kung ready na kayo, please mag-type kayo ng awesome or type nyo lang number 3 kung tinatamad kayo. Yan, big shoutouts kay Caleb Set. Big shoutout sa iyo, sir. And salamat sa pag-subscribe sa Meraki. Yan, salamat sa inyo guys. Okay, so guys, dami nangyayari, no? So, kung hindi pa kayo nakakapag-subscribe muna dito sa channel natin, subscribe kayo. Okay, share nyo ako sa Facebook. Okay, kung na-enjoy nyo yung mga ganitong contents natin. So guys, marami tayong pag-uusapan nito. Ito, at syempre yung gem natin, pag-uusapan natin sa huli. So meron tayong 3 news, pati yung gem, idadissect ko sa inyo ng mabilisan. Okay, so ngayon guys, yung crypto natin, yung natin, yan, yung ating overall for, yan, yung overall natin, or teka tayo mag-TP na ma-TP yung natin, yung short natin sa hype. Yan, so yan 105. So yung punto natin dito is pwede tayo mag-pump, yes, no? So ngayon yun yung nangyari, nagpa-pump siya pero prediction natin sana bumaba, no? Pero so tingnan natin kung may invalidate ako. Pero supposedly, okay, ang pinakaunang prediction natin is rising trend, tapos flat top tayo. Okay, pero kung sabihin nga natin masakal tayo dito sa moving average, ito yung pwedeng mangyari, which is ito. Okay, tingnan natin kung yan yung mangyayari, ha. Pero ngayon, guys, hindi yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin. Okay, ang pag-uusapan muna natin is yung nangyayaring war sa Israel pati sa Iran. Okay? So, current situation natin is meron tayong joint operation under consideration where magsasanib si US at Israeli military operation to destroy the Iran's Fordow nuclear facility. Kasi ayaw nga ng mga karating bansa, okay, at lalo ng NATO na magkaroon ng nuclear power or nuclear possession si Iran. Tama, si Iran. So bakit? It's because over the years and they've been oppressing and they've been doing a lot of inhumane treatment with their mga kaaway na bansa. Parang gano'n. So yun yung sinasabi ng buong mga kakampi ng US, which is yung NATO, sabi natin, lalo na Israel, na wag daw bigyan ng kapangyarihan na magkaroon ng nuclear bomb si Iran. So, defense, okay, ng mga tao na nakakaalam nito, okay, ako hindi ko masyadong alam, pero sinasabi nila na si Israel daw, nevertheless, na kahit meron siyang nuclear, kasi bakit sila pwede pero si Iran hindi pwede. So, si Israel kasi daw ay hindi pa gumagamit ng nuclear as a threat, okay? Or hindi nila pineflex yung nuclear bomb nila to shut down their enemies or yung nagte-threat sa kanilang bansa. Parang gano'n. So, dito papasok yung topics na wherein dapat ba talaga, okay, magkaroon ng joint force si US and Israel para i-shut down tong nuclear facility ni Iran. Okay, so this follows a series of Israeli airstrike. Okay, Israel na to ha guys. Okay, Israeli airstrike on Iranian nuclear and military sites, which led to significant casualties among Iranian military leadership and raised global tension. Okay, so dito kaya nagkakaroon ng uncertainty yung buong markets natin, no? So kung papansin niyo, ibababa ko lang para sa mga chismis na nasa comments. Okay, so itong US involvements natin, okay, remain uncertain. Okay, this is not a 100% according to the most recent report, which is 20 hours ago. Okay, and the markets as well are prediction markets are closely being watched ng mga sa stocks, mga nasa precious metals, etc. So they're being closely watched for any signals kung whether babagsak pa tayo. Hindi. Big shoutouts kay Cosmic guys. Mag-like kayo, mag-share, and subscribe kayo ha. Kung hindi pa kayo nakapag-subscribe para umano yung ano natin, yung yung algorithm natin ha. Okay. So again, okay, let's proceed to our next topic, which is yung geopolitical and security context na tinatawag. So, ito nga yung Safardo nuclear facility natin, which is a very critical underground site sa Iran's nuclear program na leak. Okay? And itong military action against it would represent a major escalation. Baka magkaroon ng nuclear war, as Iran is trying to use this nuclear in the future to attack US base or US soil, kumbaga. Mismong US na yung papaliparan daw nila ng nuclear bomb. So heightened Middle East tension have led to escalatory rhetoric from both Israel and US. So si US President Trump naman natin made a public statement about military dominance and urging si Iran to negotiate. If hindi siya mag-negotiate, it will escalate definitely. Parang yun yung sinasabi. So, etong si Iran natin, okay, nag-try siya mag-retaliate by using drones, okay, and its response so far have been less damaging than the Israeli attacks or strikes. So, etong market and crypto reactions naman natin, okay, kasi wait lang guys, ibababa ko siya konti. Okay, yung oil natin nag-jump siya pataas to 8 to 14%. So ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na the prices of oil will have a significant move or change in the in the market. So why? Bakit? Diba? So predict natin siya sa last live natin na magkakaroon talaga ng major changes. Okay, yan, big shoutouts kay Cosmic. So, pangalawa, so yung gold natin, nag-near all-time high na naman siya. And as investors are actually trying to look for a safe haven trades. Okay? And pangatlo natin is si global equities natin, including yung major US indices, okay, fell nearly 1%. Okay, so malaking news din to guys. Okay, malaking news to. Big shoutouts kay Lila Eggsy, pati Cosmic yan. So, konti lang yung viewers natin. No? Ito, ganito yung mga times na magpapump talaga yung market natin. Pag wala nang interested, ayan, abalis. Nag-9 viewers. Anyways. So, ayan. So, usapang crypto market naman tayo. Okay? Ano nangyayari sa crypto market after this? Nung nalabas tong news na to, guys, nag-react agad yung market natin sa Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin actually dropped over 5% from 108 to 102,000 in response to the Israeli strikes na nangyari, which is hindi kahapon, hindi kanina, hindi rin nung isang araw, which is nung nagsimula talaga tong war natin, which is dapat nagpump na tayo 108 and we were really predicting na dapat mag-hold yung 108 kundi mag 120 na tayo. Hindi yun nangyari. Umamin ako sa'yo, nagkamali ako. So, now about the 1.1 billion in crypto liquidations, nagkaroon tayo ng ganyan within 24 hours, which is pinredict din po natin na hindi pa kasi tayo nakakita ng liquidation na grabe, which is yan na nangyari na siya nito lang. Okay, so simula nung nagkaroon na ng gera between Iran and Israeli, so medyo bastos talaga yung bibig ko. Nangyari na siya, 1.1 billion dollars of liquidation or crypto liquidation longs, yun nangyari. So combination pala to ng long and shorts. Okay, so sentiment, okay, ito na yung medyo masakit talaga. Nagkaroon siya ng parang tinatawag na, diba, slow in momentum, tas biglang naging risk averse. Okay, with a increased hedging and outflows from speculative assets. So medyo masakit talaga itong nangyayari in overall, mainly sa sentiment. Okay, kasi hindi natin makomprehend. Ito yung problema sa sentiment, guys. Okay, haka-haka at kuro-kuro na lang tayo dito pag ganyan. Okay, so kung ano yung mas malakas na kuro-kuro na nakakapag-push talaga ng emosyon ng mga tao, yun yung mananalo. So ngayon, natatakot sila sa war, then therefore, yan yung nagiging more predominant sa market, which is from 108, bumagsak tayo ng 102,000 dollars. So prediction natin, okay, prediction market naman have been over 7 million in bets on whether kung si US will join the military action against Iran. Okay. So current odds natin reflect true 25% probability daw na direct US involvement yung mangyayari by July. Okay, or before July, and 70% chance naman further strikes before August, which is really bloody for the market. Big shoutout sa 14 viewers natin. Please mag-like, share, and subscribe. Tagtaran nyo, magkaroon kayo ng comment button dyan, please. Guys, 14 kayo. O comment lang kayo ng number 3. Malaking tulong na yun. Okay, so ganun din naman sa Ethereum, guys. Okay, yung Ethereum natin and other cryptocurrency which is piniridik at sinabi ko rin naman sa inyo na this is not going to be really good. Okay, some altcoins are falling behind and also falling really bad. Okay, as much as 10 to 20 to 12%. I even called for a short for hype, which is 2 days ago. Okay, which ngayon nagpa-profit naman na siya. Okay, so tight yung SL natin doon, pero nangyari na nga, bumagsak pa siya. Okay, so ngayon for the financial impact of this news. Okay, so US Treasury yields natin rose on fear that oil shock could prolong the inflation, impacting future Fed rate decision. Okay, so yung big shoutouts kay Neil, Anthony, kay 62Kid, pati kay Bahala na. Big shoutouts sa inyo. Okay, tapos nagkaroon din po tayo ng large leverage traders. Dumadami yung mga naggaganto. And yung crypto ETFs natin experience a large scale of liquidations too. Okay, exceeding to 1 billion in a single day. After nung announcement na nagkaroon ng potential nuclear war between Iran and Israel. Okay, so ang tanong niyo dyan or sa mga ganitong news, medyo mahirap nga lang sagutin is ano yung susunod. Okay, so ito yung tingin ko. If si US natin sumali with the Israel operations para lang pabagsakin yan this coming days, okay, and before July, expect a new round of heightened volatility and across global markets, not just crypto. Okay, pwede tayong saksakin sa market na sobrang bilis. Then yung mga ganitong drop, okay, you buy it because it will be like COVID-19 kind of dumps. Okay, hindi siya tatagal ng 1 month. Okay, bibilis lang to, bibigyan kayo ng 2 weeks, tapos yan na, magkakaroon kayo ng magandang opportunity to really take advantage of those dumps. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so next natin, okay, so long term such as conflicts. Okay, tingin ko, okay, magkakaroon tayo ng long term effect of recovery. Okay, after initial drops such as like for wars, malaki yung chances na within 1 month lang yon. Okay, katulad sa COVID-19, no, 3 weeks lang bumalik agad yung market natin from the previous drop market. Tapos nasundan siya ng 6 months of slow pumping, concealed pump na merong up and downs. Pero yung mga sumunod na buwan, okay, which is 3 months of bull market from December, January, February hanggang sa March, nung nag-drop na yung March, April, May, June, okay, bumagsak tayo. Tapos nagkaroon ng super bloody market naman ng July and July and August. Tapos recovery ng September for the second round of P2E. Good sa ba mag-buy ng flare? Mag-buy. Yan natin. Okay, so hula-hulaan nyo yung gem. Sige, hulaan nyo lang. Pero hindi naman yun yung pinaka-chismis natin eh. Okay lang yan, hulaan nyo ng hulaan. Wala naman tayong problema dyan. Okay, so mahulaan nyo, o sige, go, bilhin nyo. Tingnan natin. Okay, yan yung problema sa inyo guys eh. nagfo-focus lang kayo sa mabilisang mga mabilisang sagot. Mahilig kayo sa shorts, mahilig kayo sa sa mga instant, 'di ba? Hindi kayo nagpupunla, hindi kayo nagtatanim, 'di ba? O kaya nagkakamali tayo kasi ayun yung pagdaanan yung process for you to really understand. Katulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo last time. Okay, why hype token? Okay, bakit yun yung gusto nyo? Okay, bakit yun yung gusto ko? Bakit ito yung ayaw nyo makinig? Okay, nag $9 na yung hype token. Ang ganda ng prediction natin sa Discord, hindi kayo nakinig, hindi rin kayo nakinig nung sinasabi ko siya sa live. Why this will be the mid-term to long-term choice for crypto, lalo na nagda-dump yung market natin for the last months. Kayo nakinig, diba? Kasi gusto nyo bigay ko agad yung sagot. Tinry ko i-explain sa inyo why DEX, decentralized exchange, will change the game, and hyper token will be hyper liquid will be the first one to lead that kind of move. Okay, so ngayon sasabihin ko sa inyo itong news naman natin for Trump reference military strike commentary on Iran's Fordo facility. Okay, simplify ko lang sa inyo or simplified summary ko lang sa inyo. Okay, so dito kung makikita nyo si US President Trump natin, nag-post siya doon sa Truth Social na okay, kino-quote niya na dito quoting a interview with the Fox News with Mark Thiessen. Okay? In the Fox segment, kung napanood nyo, okay, si Thiessen or whatever, okay, discuss niya dyan the prospect of US military strikes na magkakaroon sa Iran's Fordo nuclear facility. Okay, which is an underground site believed to host by Iranian nag-host daw ng Iranian nuclear activities. Okay. So bakit napaka-importante nitong news, guys? Okay, bakit importante to? Okay, bakit kailangan yung malaman to? Okay, lahat ng maririnig niya sa akin is baliwala at pwede akong magkamali kung hindi kayo magbabase din sa mga katulad na itong mga ganitong news, guys. Okay. So, bumili kayo Flare. Bili kayo. Sige, bahala kayo kasi nahulaan niyo yung token. Sige, sabihin natin nahulaan niyo yung token nung kamakailan patungkol sa XRP na Axelar yun. O sige, bumili kayo. Kung bumili kayo nun, then what? Di nagdadump na yung market ngayon. Ako din sisisihin nyo. Nagigets nyo? Kasi ayaw nyo panoorin tong mga parts na to. Ginagamit ko ngayon yung XRP para lang maipadala sa inyo yung totoong agenda ko, which is ibigay sa inyo yung sentiment para marunong na kayo at hindi na kayo nakikinig palagi sa mga influencers, sa mga content creator. Marunong na kayo mag-decipher, marunong na kayo magbasa ng sarili nyong news at matututo kayo ng sarili nyong chismis, kumbaga. So ayun, nasa sa inyo kung yun yung talagang gusto nyo, mabilisan lang. Okay, kaya yan, ayaw nyo magkaroon ng humility. So ngayon, okay, with this news, okay, this will really impact the market. Okay, so market, especially commodities and cryptocurrencies, related with the volatility after this tension na nangyari and yung Trump's comments about this issue. Okay, so si Bitcoin natin, okay, I'm very sure it will fall. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, nasasaksakin niyo yung market kung sakali mag-escalate pa to. Okay, gahiblan na to. Ito yung tinatawag na Cold War na talaga. Okay, hindi man siya news masyado, okay, pero this is very a Cold War. Okay, siguro isang mali pang move, both sides, it will cause a very bad situation. Of course, for me, is because I live in US. Okay, and bakit? Is because I pledged to fight the war of US. Okay, since I'm here, I will be carrying guns, which is I don't want to kill, okay, a beautiful creation of God, diba? So, ngayon, okay, the impact on markets, this is definitely going to be like COVID-19 or 2008 kind of thing na sasaksakan niyo yung buong market, hindi lang sa cryptocurrency. Okay, but it will be the best opportunity for you guys to be able to adapt, okay, or makabili ng marami pang assets na gusto nyong bilhin na tingin nyo magiging future. Okay, so big shoutouts kay Master Gray. Okay, maiintindihan nyo guys ba't ako naiinis ha. Gusto ko lang ibigay sa inyo, and I think this is a very reasonable judgment why I'm being so frustrated. Okay, but ayoko kayo basta-basta bumibili pag may sinasabi ako dito at ginagamit ko siya as clickbait. Okay, kasi ayoko din ng clickbait, pero I have to so that I can deliver you this kind of messages. Okay, so now geopolitical risk pati public messaging natin. So ito yung dalawang bagay bakit this news is very important. Okay, so one is yung public discourse about possibility or possible military actions. Pwede niya i-boost tong mga nangyayari na to, and of course yung uncertainty in sensitive regions. Okay, so hindi lang naman Iran yung talagang nababad trip dito guys. Okay, pwedeng may mga best friends sa Iran, di ba? Hindi natin alam yan. Big shoutouts kay Master Gray. Okay, so now with the public messages or messaging na ginawa ni Donald Trump, this is also very dangerous. Okay, at the full extent. Okay, this could amplify, okay, the kumbaga, di ba nga kasi nagbe-benefit naman si US talaga pag may mga gera-gera na ganyan. So it's very dangerous. Okay, we may think, or we might be thinking, okay, we might be thinking that US is really helping. Okay, medyo masasabi ko is sinusulsulan niya, pero also he's trying, US is also trying to mitigate or medyo pigilan yung pwedeng maging malalang kaso na nangyayari ngayon sa crypto, sa buong situation with geopolitical wars na nangyayari. Okay, so TLDR natin for this one. Okay, medyo mahaba kasi ito kahit yung mga comments magaganda yung mga discussion dito, pero with this one, okay, ito na yung pinakamaikling nakita ko kasi ayaw nyo ng mga mahahabang pagbabasa. Okay, so ito na lang masasabi ko guys. Okay, so naghahanap ng diplomatic way si Donald Trump. Okay, hindi naman niya gusto talagang go na talaga. Okay, kasi maraming countries pa rin na hindi kakampi ni US. Okay, at marami siyang mawawalang kakampi kung sakaling siya ang magiging punot dulo at siya yung makikita, okay, makikitaan na nag-spark pa ng war, imbis na siya yung talagang pumipigil. So nandun siya sa gitnang yun. Okay, pumipigil siya, pero also he wants to gain profit, or US wants to gain profit from this war, because doon magaling ang US, okay, to supply, okay, and aid wars, ganun, which is really bad. Okay, so now let's talk about to our next news. Okay, so continuation to ng last news natin. So kahapon di ako nakapag-live, di ba? Pero note that I am also doing a lot of documents for Meraki. Okay, nevertheless, ganun yun nangyari man o ganun yun nangyayari, gumawa pa rin ako ng documents and alpha, which is maganda yung naging discussion natin sa alpha kahapon. Okay, kahapon ko ito in-upload. So 20th na dito, 19 kahapon. So yan, gumawa ako ng document para lang ihabol sila at ma-inform sila sa mga nangyayari sa crypto. So hindi ko na binabanggit dito yung mga news about sa mga war, etc. kasi that's very obvious. Okay, very obvious, hindi maganda yung war, etc. So binibigyan ko sila ng pinaka chunk talaga na alpha na hindi na-news, something like that. Kahit i-search nila, hindi nila makikita kasi nga alpha, something like that. Okay, or sobrang ganda nung alpha na yon, lumabas agad siya, tapos hinabol ko sila, parang gano'n. So ngayon, okay, let's talk about the Fed announcement meeting. Okay, the Fed announces meeting to discuss the easing bank leverage rules. Okay, importante to guys. Why this is very important? Okay, para maintindihan nyo bakit ko ito pinag-uusapan. So this is going to change the game. Okay, so what's happening so far? So yung feed meetings, yung Fed meetings natin, okay? While news coverage, okay, has focus on interest rates, okay, kasi marami nagbabantay ng Fed meeting, Fed meeting, okay. Etong Fed meeting natin, the analysts, yung analysts natin, or yung mga reporters natin, notes that yung adjustment for leverage rules like the SLR are, okay, are being discussed as alternative ways para i-boost yung liquidity, okay, without directly cutting interest rates. Okay, so we are in a moment in time where we are trying to kill the dollar, but slowly. Okay, if you don't believe me is, ang dami ko lang ginawang video para sa inyo, para lang maintindihan nyo na talagang yun yung nagiging moment natin. Okay, kala nyo dito, nagtotalk ako. Okay, sige, dito tayo. Kala nyo na dito, nagtotalk ako about XRP, dito XRP na naman, dito XRP na naman. Okay, given the fact, okay, I'm using the XRP or XRP because dun ko kayo masusundo. And we've been doing this for many years. Okay, hindi to bago, hindi lang to ngayon. Okay, kung yun talagang gusto nyo panoorin, okay, yung iba dito, dating mga XRP fanatics yan, nagkaroon sila ng idea about cryptocurrency, and it's not all about XRP or ADA Cardano or the major assets na una mong malalaman pag pumasok ka sa cryptocurrency. It's all about real development and the new narratives that are coming in to really push the humans or the humanity to be able to progress. Okay, medyo annoying yung background. Anong annoying? Ito, malakas pala, sorry. Okay, kasi yan, mental focus yun eh. Kung annoying yun sa'yo, di pasensya na. Okay, so pasensya na sa'yo. Okay, so sa akin, mental focus yun. May ADHD kasi ako. So yeah, so katulad na sinabi ko, guys, okay, with the okay, we're just using the topic, okay, in order for me to really describe and really explain to you guys that this is not all about XRP. This is all about the narrative shift that we are doing, and XRPL is the leading asset that is trying to parang push the whole people to hop into stable coins. Okay, kasi yun yung pinaka-narrative natin, and we've been talking about this for almost 2 years already. Okay, so kung hindi nyo nagigets at hindi kayo naniniwala, 2 years ko nang pinag-uusapan na meron tayong stable coin narrative na magiging, the major future ng cryptocurrency. Okay, mainly for the yung mga mainly yung mga nasa enterprise na takot maubusan ng pera kasi cryptocurrency, kasi late na sila sa Bitcoin. Then stablecoin is the second go-to. Hindi Ethereum, hindi XRP, hindi Kaya nga si XRP nagtatry ng best niya in order to raise more stablecoins. Okay, ganun din si USDC. Ganun din yung mga stocks sa traditional market. Ganun din ang Ethereum, USDC. Ganun din ang AVAX, trying to earn more USDC and trying to improve their rehypo narrative, 'di ba? So ganun din yung yung XRP natin, kaya nga siya may XRPL, 'di ba? So ganun din ng WLFI, trying to create its own stablecoin which is USD1. Okay? So guys, okay, what does this mean for you and the markets? Ano ibig sabihin nito for you and for the markets? Okay? One, para sa mga consumers, okay, magiging madali yung ating leverage rules natin, and this could mean that the banks are more willing to give loans and invest in new financial products. Okay? So this might a little bit, okay, magkaroon tayo ng trickle down, okay? Ano ba yung Tagalogin yung trickle down? Trickle down to a more, okay, credit and investment opportunities. Okay, mabubuksan yung mga opportunities na katulad ng ganito. So para sa crypto naman, okay, yung history or of recent regulatory easing na nangyari sa cryptocurrency, especially for crypto banking, kaya nga maugong ang salitang XRP, is because dito din nagli-lead si XRP, which is crypto banking. Okay, so this shows that the Fed gusto niya talaga na i-foster yung financial innovation. Okay, nandun siya doon sa okay, hindi pa ngayon, pero kasi kailangan natin talagang pag-aralan at talagang pag-ingatan yung mga ganitong kaalaman at karunungan. Okay, hindi pa talaga tayo fully regulated, so it's very dangerous na kami mismo magsasuggest pa sa inyo na pumunta kayo sa crypto, mag-invest sa stablecoins, tapos mag-yield farming, no? So delikado. Okay, so now for markets, this is going to increase liquidity or increase liquidity for banks. Okay, so this will be the salvation for banks kasi nga ayaw nila mawala sa picture, and still they want to be able to serve, okay, the masses, no, tinatawag. So with this one, okay, this might be the bridge na magkokonekta mula sa mga banks papunta sa banks from web 2 to web 3. Okay, so ngayon ito yung magandang dyan, however natin. Okay, so big shoutouts kay Mark Joseph Navarro. Yan. KSA, saan yung KSA? Boss, iyan naman sa akin yan. Hindi ko alam yung KSA. Saudi Arabia? Saan yan? Saudi? Sa Saudi ba yan? Parang narinig ko na. So, yan. It also comes with the risk, yung mga ganito. Okay, yun yung problema lang dito sa market na to kasi ito yung tinatawag na transition. And in every transition, in different era, it always happens. Okay, it always happens. Okay, kung hindi kayo naniniwala, try nyo bumalik sa 2000s. Okay, dot-com bubble, 1990 crash, and of course, the great crash or the great na nangyaring masama talaga is yung about 1930s crash or 40s ba yun, or 30s. Yan, big shoutouts kay Sir Mac Dariano. Okay, so yun nga, meron tayong tinatawag na risk and instability if banks become overextended. Okay, medyo minute sila, sabihin natin gusto nila to. Okay, so may kapangyarihan silang kamin lahat ng stable coins at sila yung magiging supplier. Ayoko naman ng ganun, no? So gusto ko tayo yung direct, makakuha tayo ng totoong pera sa cryptocurrency space. Okay, hindi yung basta kukuha tayo sa mga provider katulad ng sabihin natin Bank of America, Decentralized Bank of America. Magkaroon siya ng version na gano'n. O di lugi, doon ka kukuha ng crypto mo. Wag na lang, 'di ba? Mas maganda kung directly from the blockchain or the network itself than where you want to participate into. Yan, big shoutouts kay Sir Mac Dariano. Yan, big shoutouts sa mga Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Yan, big shoutouts. Okay. So, now, for the ultimate news natin for today at mga nakahula na Flare Network to, congratulations sa inyo. Pero the question is, what's my verdict? What's my andito? What's my final say on this one? Okay, because it is not what you think it is. Okay, so let's break down yung sinabi ni Jeremy Koch sa isang alpha talk sa isang alpha website which is from Misari. Okay, so dito sa news na to, okay, medyo hindi ko nagustuhan tong news na to, okay, kasi kulang-kulang at napaka-bias. Pero si Flare Network, isa siyang type ng blockchain, okay, has built technology to let the XRP, okay, participate in DeFi, no? So sabihin nyo, Sir Oso, nakapag-participate naman po si XRP sa DeFi, okay, dahil sobrang fanatic mo, hindi ka na nakakapag-isip ng matiwasay. Okay, so hindi po talaga siya ganun. Okay, kasi meron siya tinatawag na sarili niyang blockchain. So on his blockchain, the original blockchain for XRP is not capable of doing that. Okay, traditionally, XRP hasn't been part of the DeFi, and that is the best and most uh, parang most misconception na pwede mong ipanghilamos sa mga fanatics ng XRP. Okay, so parang si Sir Oso nagiging tunog, hindi niya gusto yung XRP pero ginagamit niya si XRP. Definitely yes, okay? Because I am just telling you the truth. And if you hate the truth, then probably you're a fanatic. Okay? If totoo naman na maganda si XRP, sinasabi ko yung mga magagandang parts niya. Now I am telling you guys the bad side of XRP. Okay? Hindi talaga siya nagpa-participate sa DeFi. Now, one blockchain network was able to really fix it and somehow tried to be the first one to try fix the gap na tinatawag. So, Flare bridges this gap. Okay, nire-reveal ko na sa inyo dahil alam nyo naman, marunong kayo, alam nyo, at magaling kayo. Okay, but I'm going to tell you something at the end of this video. Okay, with this gap, okay, they are letting people to put their XRP to work. Okay, hindi lang basta hold nyo, no? Ilalagay nyo sa exchanges nyo, tapos hahayaan nyo si centralized exchange ang mag-stake. So dito, on a DeFi, on the decentralized finance, okay, it will unlock a lot of other features such as earn yield, joining lending, or even governance if they will be able to come up with that kind of code. Okay, so instead of just holding it and idling or long hodl it, no? So di ba ganun yung ginagawa natin sa ADA Cardano? Sabi ko sa inyo na hindi hold nyo tapos i-stake nyo na lang sa mga exchanges na malalaki yung return, pero be careful. Okay, but although ADA Cardano has been here for quite some time, so yeah, there's no problem, should be no problem. Okay, so how do they do it? Okay, paano nila nagawa to? Kasi ang galing ni XRP. So FXRP is going to be your collateral. Okay, so ibig sabihin nun, yun yung makukuha mo pag transfer mo si XRP papunta doon sa Flare network. So FXRP is created when you move XRP into Flare. Okay, you get a version of na tinatawag na FXRP. Okay, I fully collateralized, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, na 1:1 representation of XRP on Flare. So kung matagal ka na nakikinig dito kay Oso Bear dito sa Oso the Chismoso channel sa YouTube or Facebook, okay, magigets mo kung bakit hindi to gusto ni Oso Bear, pero hindi ko na sasabihin. Okay, dahil para to sa mga matatagal na dito at nasa Meraki. Okay, so ngayon ipupush ko kayo mag-research kasi gusto nyo lang magaling kayo marami nag-chat dyan kanina. Okay, goods to buy na ba? O nag-assume na agad kayo? Sige, go, ibibigay ko yun sa inyo. Go, buy, let's see. Okay, no custody risk. Ito daw yung pinagyayabang nila, no custody risk because nasa sa decentralized daw siya, fully decentralized finance. Okay, yung system daw nila does not put your coins sa kamay ng single company. Okay, wherein alam naman natin na XRP, 70% of their holdings are being held by who? Ripple Labs, 'di ba? So hindi siya fully decentralized and never it will be a fully decentralized. XRP is never going to be a fully decentralized and takes it out from the trifecta na tinatawag na decentralized, security, 'di ba? Ano pa? Decentralized, security, ano pa? Na makakasagot. Okay, walang talagang nakakaalam, hindi nakakaalala ng ano ko dito, ng turo natin dito for the longest time. Decentralized, security, and letter S. Ano yun? Letter S. Guys, please, sana alam nyo. Matagal na kayo dito sa channel natin. May iba sa inyo dito 3 years na nandito sa channel, 4 years na. Okay? Please, hulaan nyo. Ano mahulaan nyo? Hintayin ko. Okay. So, multi-layered security. There's more collateral. Okay? Than not speed. Hindi po speed. So, there's more collateral. It's not a trifecta problem that needs to be fixed. Okay. Close but not not the answer. Letter S then. So there's more collateral than value represented, and actions are verified across the XRP's network and Flare. So multi-sig daw to. Ito yung multi-layered security wherein verified din daw sa network ng XRP, verified din siya sa network naman ni Flare at the most simultaneous way. Okay, at the same point where it was created. Parang gano'n, kung may nag-request, nag-transfer, automatically sabay daw for both networks ay ma-i-inform sila or i-confirm yung contract na yun. Okay. So, what can you do with XRP now? Okay, marami magtatanong, Sir Oso, ano pang gagawin namin sa XRP? Bakit po? Bakit namin kailangan na talagang pagtuunan to? Okay, kasi baka mali po ako ng perception, kasi nagmamadali ako, ayokong makinig ng ganito kahahabang videos, no? Ano po ba dapat gawin talaga na ngayon may ganitong hype na nangyayari sa XRP at pwede itong pumutok? Okay, ano yung magandang gawin? So, ito yung tingin ko. Sa tagal ko sa DeFi, guys, okay, ang dami kong nawalang pera dyan. More than pinrofit. Okay. So, ang magandang gawin is maglagay kayo ng FXRP into lending pools and earn interest. Okay, kung talaga medyo risky kayo, ipapalend nyo, ipapaborrow nyo. Okay, so yun yung gagawin nyo. Yung pinaka-risky. Sumunod is medyo risky lang. Okay, magpo-provide ka ng liquidity and or yield farming. Lagay ka ng FXRP in trading pools and earn extra reward. So katulad ni lend and borrow. So bakit naging less risky siya? Okay, it's because maraming galaw sa yield farming versus sa lend and borrow. Okay, so sabihin natin kumbaga depending sa season, sabihin natin ngayon, okay, mataas yung volatility, maganda yung okay, malaking kikitain nyo sa yield farming. So makakapag-isip agad kayo na mag-TP, etc. So usually sa provide liquidity pati yield farming, wala tong locking. Okay, hindi na uso din yan yung mga ganyan, hindi katulad nung 2021 or 2020 pababa, no? Uso yung ilalak pa yung in-stake mo. So ito, pag nag-provide ka liquidity, ito walang locking. So lend and borrow, I'm not sure if meron. So supposedly meron nata, or sabihin natin early unlocks na tinatawag, kukunin nila yung 25% ng total na nilagay mo doon. So ngayon, okay, participate in new DeFi apps. Okay, ito yung pangatlo. Dito natin tinik advantage si Sui. Kung gusto niyo talagang paglaruan yung Flare, okay, wag kayong bumili ng Flare. Ang magandang gawin nyo is targetin yung pinaglalaruan talaga. Okay, FXRP. Okay, so, di ba, yung mga daga, ang gagawin nila, Sir Oso, pwede na po bang bumili ng Flare? Okay, bibili na po ba ako ng Flare? Di ba, ganun yung gagawin nila. Ganun yung mga daga. Okay, ma-hurt kayo. Okay, until hindi na kayo daga. Marirealize nyo, tama yung sinasabi ni Sir Oso. Kasi marami siyang nawalang pera sa ganung way, sa ganung participation. Okay, so ito yung sasabihin ko nga sa inyo. Okay, magpa-participate kayo sa new DeFi apps, which is the most risky part of this move na gagawin nyo. Why? It's because it worked for Sui, it worked for Sei, it worked for different kinds of network na nagkiklaim na talagang magiging part of the future. Even Solana actually did this. Okay, so maglalabasan yung mga DeFi apps na makakatulong or the trifecta na kailangan nilang i-resolve. Okay, so sasabihin ko na sa inyo, decentralized, okay, security and scalability. Okay, trifecta yan. Kahit saan sa cryptocurrency, yun yung trifecta na kailangan i-resolve. Okay, and not anything, walang nakapag-resolve ng tatlo in one blockchain. Okay, so now, okay, dapat nakapag-participate kayo sa mga new DeFi apps. Okay, yung mga DEXs, yan, pag nakabutas kayo ng DEXs, sabihin natin Coinbase, Aerodrome, nakabili ka ng Aerodrome bago yung lumabas yung claims ni Coinbase na magiging crypto asset na sila. Kung may Aerodrome ka, paldo, diba? Ganun siya. So liquid staking, ito yung pinaka delikado kasi nga staking to. mawawala to sa inyo. Rehypo ang hahawakan nyo pag naging ganito. Soon, okay? Soon pa naman to, hindi pa naman agad. Pag nag-stake kayo ng FXRP, 'di ba? Collateralize ng yung asset mo, FXRP, bibigyan ka pa ng STXRP, which is rehypo. Okay? So, sa mga hindi nakakaalam ng rehypo, okay, it is also a narrative. Okay? So, itong okay, STXRP can be used across the DeFi. Doon ka lang makakapag-participate sa mga DeFi features or DeFi things na ino-offer nito ni XRP. Ni XRP Flare rather, or FXRP. So, ngayon, mag-learn ka pa rin naman. Okay, pero yun nga lang, kailangan mo dumaan sa double risk, which is very irrelevant. Okay? So, ngayon, tatanungin mo ko, di dapat pala mas okay na lang bumili ng XRP or ng Flare. Okay, nasa sa'yo yun. Okay, kung yun talaga gusto mo, yun yung trippings mo. Okay, pero yun yung sinasabi ko, marami nawawalan during this kind of events. Okay, marami nawawalan pag binibili nila yung mismong network. So, katulad nun, sa XRP, ngayon, nagdalabasan marami iba't ibang news na makakatulong sa XRP. Bakit yung XRP hindi nagpa-pump? Nag-gets nyo? Lalo pa siya nag-slow down. Magpa-pump, pump, dump. Diba? So, ang mga ganitong tokens, nagpa-pump kasi, okay, may tinatawag na retail adoption, okay, or new money. Kaya nga, nagiging indicator siya pag totoong may bull run na talaga. Okay, kasi nauuna si XRP, ADA, Cardano, Ethereum, XMR, diba? Yan yung mga assets na talagang nagpa-participate sa major bull run before the actual hedonic buying ng mga nasa cryptocurrency space, lalo na yung mga bago sa crypto. Okay, so next, okay, why is this a big deal? Okay, so i-unlock daw nila yung dormant value ng XRP na umuupo sa iba't ibang networks, which is 125 billion. Okay, mainly this is for XRP. Okay, XRP network, meron daw siyang 125 billion na hindi gumagalaw. Okay, I think this is just propaganda. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Okay, you have to really be careful in this one, and you really have to really cipher this one. Okay, I really don't think it's dormant. The 125 billion is chosen to be dormant, okay, in order for it to be proven na hindi siya centralized. Okay, this is going to be just a news bait. Okay, ano yung ibig sabihin ng news bait na tinatawag? So, ayan na, gumalaw na, parang gano'n, alam mo yun. Tapos yung mga tao, magmumukha siyang chismis, pero to the point na it's just a well-crafted news. Okay, para lalo siyang pag-usapan. So, ganun din si Bitcoin. Okay, pag gumalaw yung isang asset na dormant for 10 years, so sabihin natin for 8 years, ginagawa nila na sobrang gandang news, di ba? Weird. Okay, so this is propaganda. Yun yung sasabihin ko sa inyo for this one. Okay, pero of course may mga good naman yan, pero it will be always deemed by the whales to sell the news, no? Yung mga ganitong news. So for regular users na katulad mo at mga dukhang tulad natin at maliliit lang yung pera, no? Hindi man ganong kalakihan. Sabi natin, hindi naman umaabot ng 2-digit million in dollars, di ba? So instead, okay, of just holding XRP, ito nga yung tutulad na sinasabi ko sa inyo, you can earn returns, okay? Take loans, okay? And join 2 new crypto projects, okay? So, but you have to really be careful because as this is going to be super risky, okay? So, pwede kang, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, okay, buying right now or sabihin natin speculating to buy right now it will be your worst enemy, okay, pag may mga ganitong events. Okay, hindi ko sinasabing hindi maganda mag-buy, hindi ko sinasabing hindi ito yung best buying opportunity, pero based on my experience, pag may mga ganitong news, etc., it's not the best buying opportunity, but rather to participate in DeFi, diba? Kasi clear naman na sinabi na dyan, magkakaroon siya ng DeFi, si XRP turning into DeFi by the help of Flare. Okay, so I hope that is very clear. Ayokong sasabihan nyo ako na naman na nag-clickbait, okay? Nang hindi ko kayo bibigyan ng justice, ayaw nyo lang magbasa po. Okay, hindi ko kasalanan yon. ayaw nyo din pong makinig ng ganitong kahahabang videos, kahit gawin ko tong 8 minutes, kulang pa rin po yung 8 minutes at hindi ko na alam kung saan ko ipapwesto sarili ko kung ganun po ang situation. Okay, so for the institution, why is this going to be really good? Ito yung speculation ko lang ha, chismis lang to. Okay, yung organizations that have XRP for payment uses, okay, can really earn, okay, extra yield, okay, and they will take advantage of this one because we are in a stable coin yield narrative, okay, which was previously impossible, which impossible with just traditional XRP. Okay, ngayon tataas na yung yield, okay, magkakaroon tayo ng extra yielding, okay, kasi magkakaroon tayo ng rehypo, magkakaroon tayo ng DeFi events, magkakaroon tayo ng probably in the future governance, or probably will be able to increase the functionalities of XRP to fully say that we can use XRP as a world token na tinatawag na gusto nyo maging new world token, new world order token, something like that, or coin rather. So users experience and security, ito lang yung issue ko dito guys, okay. Sa mga kailangan natin pag-ingatan at huwag natin padalos-dalos na gawin is itong sa security, kasi over the past years, okay, of my stay in DeFi, very dangerous, okay. DeFi play is very dangerous, okay, and nevertheless na sinasuggest ko sa inyo na mag-participate rather than just like taking advantage of buying the network itself for long-term gains. Okay, wag niyo akong lokohin na kaya niyo yun. Okay, kaya nga kayo late nakakabili is because in and out kayo sa cryptocurrency, at aminin niyo yun so that you can fix it. Okay, so the only way for us to really fix this kind of problems is to admit, okay, we are having this kind of problems. Okay, we need to trickle it down, okay, para malaman natin kung ano yung dapat nating ayusin sa mga sarili natin guys. Okay, so next is impact niya so far. Okay, after launching ng stablecoin USDT on Flare, okay, yung total money or TVL or total value, not volume, value lock natin sa DeFi system natin is surging. Nagkaroon tayo ng rapid adoption right away kasi sobrang dali nga naman pagkatiwalaan ng USDT. Okay, so yung Flare natin, nagsasupport siya ng mix, okay, popular stablecoins, hindi lang po USDT, okay, but also USDC, which is the CBDC stablecoin, making the network diverse and more reduced in risk. So bakit stablecoins pa rin? Because that's nga the narrative, okay? That's gonna be saving us from this worst capitulation that we can experience by 2026, di ba? Magpa-pump 2026, the whole 2026, pero magpapakita yung major dump na yan somewhere there. Okay, so now for the bigger picture guys, okay, this is not only XRP but also other assets. Okay, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, dahil ayaw nyo panoorin, ayaw yung abaan yung pasensya nyo, gusto nyo shortcut agad tayo, o di yun lang, hindi nyo malalaman tong nasabihin kong chismis. Hindi lang to basta para kay XRP, meron din tayong tinatawag na FBTC, FDoge, okay, hindi special sa XRP dito. Okay, it will eventually be open for everyone, and that's how powerful the Flare's DeFi plan is. Okay, but the question is, will Flare's price surge? Okay, hindi porket DeFi ka, etc. No? Maraming mga DeFi ang nawala at maraming DeFi ang nagbabalik. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na they have this prolonged pump na tinatawag. Okay, so sabihin natin si Aave, ganun din. Diba? Nag-pump na sobra, bumagsak, tapos ngayon nagbabalik. Okay, so ganun din si MakerDAO. Nag-pump siya na sobra, bumagsak, nagbabalik. Diba? Ang daming nawala ding DeFi guys. Okay, so dyan ako na-scam ng sobra din sa Enigma, which is a DeFi token back in 2017. Okay, 2018 din. So yun nga, tulad ng sinasabi ko guys, okay, this is not exclusive for XRP. Okay, it's just that XRP was so was so ambitious in terms of like getting into DeFi. Okay, so by making DeFi accessible to both regular people and big finances or companies, okay, Flare is also like targeting banking. Okay, kailangan natin yung banking money para gumanda yung maging status natin sa crypto. Kasi kung mapa-oo natin yung mga bangko, magiging madali na yung regulation natin as a whole for cryptocurrency. Okay, kung hindi nyo nagigets yan, hindi ko na alam kung paano pa i-explain yun sa inyo. Tinry ko na yan sa iba't ibang videos, walang nanonood, walang may interesado. So ngayon, ginagawa ko ng pinakamatalinong way in order for me to at least reach out to you guys. Okay? At mahipo ko ang inyong mga isip at ang inyong mga inyong interest. Okay? Na magbasa at matuto magbasa between the lines. Okay? Or read between the lines. Okay, hindi lang basta dahil nakita niya sa picture yun na yung gusto ko. Hindi yun. Okay. So, now, okay, ang TLDR in plain language ko para sa inyo, guys. Okay, si Flare natin, papayagan niya si XRP. Okay, in DeFi to earn, lend, and grow your cryptocurrency assets or value without losing control of your own coins. Okay, because that's the illusion of ownership. Okay, kala nyo, own nyo pa rin, pero hindi. Rehype na yun. Okay, it makes XRP much more useful, okay, both for everyday folks are like you, businesses and large institutions, and probably in the future banking. Okay, so now, okay, just wanna give you or share you guys. Okay, ito yung nakita ko sa XRP, sa Messari. Yan, so yan, user withdraw ng XRP papuntang Flare. Okay, magiging FXRP siya. Okay, so itong FXRP mo, magagamit mo siya sa iba't ibang stuff dito. Pero pag ginamit mo siya sa mga yan, bibigyan ka niya ng STXRP. Okay, so dito, pwede mo i-mint, diba? Yan, i-mint mo siya para maging sa LST contract, Firelight, okay? Tapos, pwede mo siyang i-stake ulit. Okay, tsaka mo lang siya pwedeng i-stake. Okay, sa Firelight Vault. Okay, hindi ko alam kung magkano yung neto, magiging rewards neto, pero this is how it was being introduced as an architect by STXRP Architecture Picture. So, dito lang yung gusto kong ipakita sa inyo. Wala nang iba kasi yung iba nakakalito at ito ay long podcast. I-shortcut ko sa inyo para lang ma-appreciate nyo at least yung ating topic for the XRP Flare. Okay, so hindi ko alam kung magpa-participate kayo dito, nasa sa inyo guys, pero ang pinaka main topic natin ngayon is yung war. Okay, we have to really careful. Okay, kasi kung mangyari to, okay, di magkakaroon tayo ng saksak sa market, basaksakin niyo yung market, tapos hindi natin makakapag-react kung hindi tayo nagbababad sa mga ganitong news. Okay, hindi natin chichismisan to. Okay, so tulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo, magpapakita yung mga ganung opportunities katulad ng COVID-19, ganun yung nangyari. Tapos ganun din yung nangyari sa 2008 housing crash, 'di ba? Ganun din yung nangyari naman sa banking crash naman a little bit ng 2018, bailouts ng 2021, ganun din yung nangyari naman sa 2000s 1999 dot-com bubble, 'di ba? So we have to take advantage of those. Okay, so where am I looking at? Okay, next live natin, yun yung pag-uusapan natin, kaya aabangan nyo. Okay, huwag nyo kakalimutan mag-like, mag-share, mag-subscribe. I-hit nyo yung notification bell natin para ma-share ko yung mga ganitong kaalaman at karunungan na sinashare sa akin ni Lord. Okay, natingin ko magagamit nyo at mas may improve nyo. Okay, not just me. Okay, since nagamit na ako, baka yun na yung next. Okay, so guys, please, okay, chismis lang lahat ng to. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin, at kilusan. Nagsayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, stay awesome. Goodbye guys. Thank you so much again guys, and God be the glory, and thank you so much sa mga nanood. Maraming salamat. Sorry, nagsungit ako kasi gusto kong pigilan yung inyong mga pinag-iisip dyan. Okay, huwag kayo mag-jump into conclusion. Baka may malito sa comments, kaya pinipigilan ko kayo. Okay, so thank you so much again. Have a great night and stay safe guys. Happy weekend guys. Happy weekend.
Also, Bear nga pala, chismoso ng crypto since 2017 bull run and have been documenting my journey since 2021 at may bagong mission na gawing 100k ang 10k ng may buong puso.